Hey everybody, it's Ryan Saplin here, Fat Loss Strength Coach, coming to you today with a video about hip flexors. Unlock your hip flexors. I got some stretches and some glute activation drills to help improve hip pain, to reduce hip pain, reduce lower back pain, eliminate lower back pain. As you know, I've been dealing with some hip problems, and this routine I'm showing you has been helping me, along with the Unlock Your Hip Flexors program. If you're interested in a more comprehensive program, check the link in the description, and let's get on with the video. Alright, so the first part of this sequence is really important, is the breathing, connecting your breath to your abdomen, breathing through your belly, breathing into your diaphragm. I put my hand on my stomach to feel my stomach expand so I could feel my diaphragm fill with air. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Trying to get my hip flexors to relax, and then I'm going to do a deep flexion glute activation drill to relax my hip flexors, just holding and squeezing the glute on one side, trying to push down while holding my leg, holding for a period of 10 seconds. And then followed by switching sides and doing the same exact thing, contracting the glute. And I'm also trying to push down with my leg that's on the ground, so that way I'm activating both glutes, which helps sort of deactivate or stretch the hip flexor out. And then what I'll do it again on each side, but this time I'm trying to lift my hips up a little bit higher. That way I'm activating the glute on both sides while essentially trying to stretch out my hip flexors. And this portion here, what I'm doing is I'm essentially rocking back and forth into a hip flexor stretch, but there's actually more reason to this. My right leg is into flexion, while my left leg is in the extension side, and then also essentially mobilizing my hip, trying to stretch out the hip flexor, activate the glute, and essentially mobilizing in positions of restriction because I don't have very good hip flexion, or at least passive hip flexion. And then what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get the muscles activated at the right place while trying to stretch the tight muscles, which in this case is the hip flexors, the psoas, and the rectus femoris. All right, now what I'm doing here is I'm just increasing the stretch in the hip flexor, and then I'm going to basically intensify the stretch by using essentially my opposite hand to pull my leg in. Now you can see how I'm holding my shoe because I don't have the flexibility yet, it hasn't released. But what I'm doing in this position, I'm contracting my left glute, driving my hip into the ground, and you can notice my knee, I'm trying my best to keep it so that I'm not on my kneecap, I'm on the top of my quad instead, and then stretching my hip flexor out, really getting that thing to scream and really improve the mobility in that hip. So as soon as I do all that, activate my glutes, then stretch my hip flexor, I'll go into another glute activation drill, holding and doing some